Peer review. The peer review process is an integral part of the writing process and is crucial for revision. It familiarizes you with the writing of your peers and allows you a basis of comparison. Seeing a classmate's work can confirm that you're on the right track or give you ideas on how to improve. It will also help you become a more conscientious editor, which will help you revise your work in the future. Peer reviews and reflections account for 10% of your overall grade, so it's important that you participate in this process. There are two components to the peer review assignments: in-text comments and summative comments, which are comments summarizing your thoughts after you've read the paper several times. The most efficient way to make in-text comments in a Word document is to use the track changes function. Let's take a look at how that works. In Word 2007, you'll click on the Review tab as noted by the red arrow. Then, to make in-text changes, click on Track Changes as noted by the blue arrow. A drop-down menu will appear and you'll need to click on Track Changes again. To turn this function off, simply repeat the process. As indicated by the green arrow, you can add a comment that will appear in the right margin by clicking on New Comment. Feel free to poke around under this tab to learn more about the review features offered by Microsoft Word. I've simply touched on the features necessary to complete the peer review assignment. Also, note that if you're using Word 2003, you'll need to click on the Tools drop-down instead of Review to access track changes. This version also has a less sophisticated way of using the Comments feature. This slide shows you what your markup will look like using track changes and comments. Notice that anything you delete from the document will simply be crossed out. Anything you add will be added in color, like blue, and bolded. There will also be lines in the left margin to indicate a change has been made, because sometimes, especially with punctuation suggestions, changes can be difficult to see and easily missed. You can also see how the comments will appear in the right margin. They're numbered and labeled. SJAJ is my computer's tag, so it appears in brackets. The comment is also numbered, although, as you can see in this example, if you squint hard enough, the first comment is labeled SJAJ141, indicating that this is the 141st comment I've made that particular day, although not to that particular document, I promise. This is just the life of the writing instructor. If you're not using Microsoft Word, there are ways you could mimic this process, although not as efficiently. Simply mark any changes you suggest in an easily identifiable color, either changing the text color or highlighting the text in a color. You can add in-text comments in color as well. To differentiate those comments from your partner's paper, simply bold the colored comments and put them in brackets to cue your partner to remove them from his or her paper once they've looked them over. One additional step you can take to make sure your partner can see your comments, because as you know, not everything translates seamlessly between programs, is by saving the document as a PDF file to ensure your partner can at least view the changes in Adobe Reader. Let's see what that looks like. Okay, if you click on Save As, you'll get the window where you have the file name and then also Save As type. You're going to click on that and you'll get a drop down. And as you can see by the red arrow, there is, you can scroll down to the PDF line. Then you'll click Save As and you'll save your file as a PDF file. For the extended summary assignment, here are some things you'll want to make sure you check in your partner's paper. In order to create an effective peer review, you'll want to make time to read the draft several times and perhaps even over 2 or 3 different time periods, so that you're looking at the draft with fresh eyes. Here are some areas you'll want to address. First, has the author and article been introduced in the first sentence? If not, you'll want to make sure you comment on that. One issue you'll come across repeatedly in this course is the necessity to introduce your sources and their work. Another thing you want to do is make sure your partner has identified the author's main points or thesis statement, and comment on how clearly and concisely your partner has summarized the key points of the article he or she is summarizing. Another thing you'll want to check is if your partner has summarized the author's ideas exclusively in the third person. There should be no first or second person reference in this assignment, nor should there be any of your partner's opinions. We'll insert our opinions into our writing for paper 2, but for now we're focusing on the skill of summarizing the ideas of others. Also, check your partner's signal phrases. Are they used? Are they used correctly? And are they varied? These are things you'll want to review and, if necessary, make suggestions on word choice if there are more clear, precise words that should be used. Remember that the length of your draft should be 2.5 full pages. The reason for this is to give you the opportunity to practice editing concisely during the revision process. While this can be a painful exercise, it's one that students tend to appreciate because of the skills they practice during this process. For the final draft, you'll be editing your paper down to 1 to 1.5 pages. The second part of the peer review is to write a summative response at the end. Here you'll identify specific strengths of the paper and also identify areas that are in need of improvement. As you go through this process, be sure to review the YouTube videos and hacker readings assigned over the past couple of weeks for this module. Finally, once you've completed your peer review, like your draft, you'll turn it in 2 places. First, turn it in on the discussion board where you retrieved it. In addition, your partner will likely also appreciate it if you take the time to also email it to him or her so that they'll have it more quickly and don't have to check back constantly onto the boards. The second place you'll turn it in is under the Dropbox. This is where I'll retrieve your peer review for grading.